Ladies and gents, welcome. My name is Wasmatic and welcome to my channel. And today we're going to do 6 tips to improve your quality of life in Duel Universe. Not something I normally do, but there's an awful lot I've picked up in during the streams and things that I have learnt. Some of these you may know, some of these you may not. You might know all of them, you might know none of them. But I thought I'd do the video anyway, and hopefully it will help some of you. So, tip number 1 relates to mining. Now, many of us use mining. We use the scanner, we run around and we try and find an ore to mine. Once we've found it, we dig down, usually. And so you can see here that this ore is on the normal mining meter. I have, it's less than 50 meters. So here's the tip number 1. Press Alt and scroll the mouse wheel back, and that will get you to a closer or a shorter range scanner, which is much more effective when you're trying to find the ore that you're looking for. And generally, if I get to less than about 20, I would use the detector to find. There we go, and it's found. So tip number 1, there you go, there's the ore. Tip number 1, Alt mouse wheel when you're on the scanner, and that will take you to the short range scanning. And then if you want to go back up, press Alt mouse wheel up, and you're back onto the longer range scanning again. There you go, tip number 1. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is, it's 2 tips in one really, and it relates to moving items between your containers and your nanopack, or just moving items between containers in general. So, you can, many of you know you can click and drag to move items like that, possibly not like that. You can click and drag to move items like this, like that. You can also select by pressing and holding Control, select items you want to move, and then moving them. Run out of space. Let's do it in the large container. So, let's try again. Press and hold Control, select the items you want to move, and then drag them back, like so. Drag them back, press and hold Control, and drag them back like this. Now here's the tip that I learned last night that I didn't know. If you want to select everything and move it from one container to the next, press and hold Control and double click on any item, and that selects all of them. Even if there's hundreds in there, it works. Now obviously I don't want to move all of my tools here, so I would obviously use this technique. But there you go, if you're moving large quantities of items from one container to the next, press and hold Control, double click on any one item, and it selects them all. There you go, that's tip number 2. Tip number 3. This is one that's very often overlooked by people who are using containers and large containers to store lots and lots of different items. It can get a little bit confusing, especially when you have a container like this, which is full of things. And this is only 8% full and it has this many in. So it's the use of the search function and the filters and how to use those to help you when you're building items. So let's say, for example, I know that I want to find the engines that I have in this container. I can type in ENGIN and this will come up with all the engines that I have here. Okay, it might be that I'm actually focusing on building atmospheric engines, and I can just type in Atmo and it'll give me everything that's related to atmospheric engines. So that's how you use the search function. The main filter function here, so let's say, for example, I'm building a ship and I want to place the elements rather than the materials. If I select materials, it'll give me all the voxels. If I then go back and select elements, it will give me all the elements. And these also have subtypes. So if I wanted to see control units or core units, etc., if I want to look at engines in elements, for example, I select that, it gives me nothing. Lovely. That was good. So select elements and let's say control units. So there we go, we have one control unit there. So that's another way of using the search functions. If you want to go back up and clear it, you go to all types. And then there's a very quick filter here. So if you're looking for consumables, for example, or blueprints, data items, or materials, you can just do a very quick click on there. What I haven't seen on here is any way to filter for elements. So if I'm building a ship, normally what I would do is go to here and say, okay, I'm going to place the materials. There's the materials I want to place. Or if I'm placing elements now, there's the element. So if this was a linked container, I could use this and just remotely access it to build ships, and use these filters to make sure that all the other junk that I don't need in here, like the vertical lights, for example, or blueprints that I'm not using, they're not coming up on the options of things for me to select. So that's it. Tip number 3, how to use filters in your nanopack and containers. Tip number 4. This is another one I picked up last night, only last night on the stream, and something that helped me enormously and alleviated an awful lot of pain that I was having when trying to manage my skill queue. So I've done a video on managing your talents previously. If you want to move talents up the skill queue, for example, let's take one here, rare pure refinery efficiency. So previously I was dragging like this and having to wiggle it around and get it to drag, etc, all the way up there. Thank you, Schmaz, for that. Here's a really good tip that I picked up last night. You may or may not know. Left click and hold on the item and then scroll your mouse wheel to right to the top, and you can drop that in wherever you like. Same works for taking something down. Left click and hold, scroll your mouse wheel down until you get to the part of the queue where you want to drop this. There, that's it. That was tip number 4. Using left click and mouse wheel to move your talents around in your talents window. Tip number 5, and this is a progression on the previous video we'd had on how to break down your vehicle by voxels and elements. NovaQuark have very generously given us another option for breaking down constructs like this that we want to move and place somewhere else. And previously we would go into build mode and we would press the voxel tool and we'd strip the voxels away, and then we would strip the elements away, etc, etc, etc. So new tip for you. You right click on the construct and select construct compactification. Boom, it's gone. And then you'll find in your inventory you have this blue blueprint. Blueprint, and all you need to do to respawn that is select 8 for your deploy construct tool, and then select the blueprint, give it a name. There you go. That's the new and very, very quick way of taking apart a construct and putting it back together with a very compact, I don't need to carry all of these elements in my container. We'll do that again. Right click, construct compactification. You get that little sound, the message, and it's gone, and then you want to respawn it. There's none of the bits of the blueprint in your inventory, but you can just double click, drop it again. There you go. Tip number 5. And this is the 6th and final tip for quality of life improvements in Duel Universe, and this one is related to what a lot of people find is a little bit disconcerting in the game, and that is how to create waypoints or bookmarks or coordinates, or actually just find people. So this is a really, really quick and easy trick, and many of you already know it. But if you've been given a bookmark by somebody and you cut and paste it and it goes into the clipboard on your computer, there is an option to create bookmark from clipboard. This doesn't work for me. It always sends me to the location I'm currently at. And I know a number of other people have tried using it. Even today somebody in my org was asking about it, and even today somebody in my org was asking about it and saying it wasn't working for them. It was sending them to where they are. So here's the quick and dirty. So let's say that I want to go to the Ark ship. I can right click on the Ark ship and copy coordinates. Let's say that somebody's given you these coordinates in your Discord, or they've sent it to you in a private message, and you want to be able to make sure that that location is the right location that you want to get to. So really, really simple. So this, I'm using the chat for this factory here, and you just copy and paste the location into that chat window, right click on it and set as destination, and there you go. You can see that that has actually now set the destination 49.92 kilometers away. So that's tip number 6. It's really easy. If somebody gives you a copy of coordinates in chat or however they get it to you, and it's in your Windows clipboard, go into chat, open it up, and then right click and set as destination. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, those are 6 tips to improve your quality of life in Duel Universe. I hope at least one of them has helped you. And thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a like, all that good stuff. And don't forget, I'm streaming on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays with a giveaway for a free full beta key, and we're running one beta key giveaway every week for the next 4 weeks. This is a full beta key for the entirety of the beta. And all you have to do to win is watch the stream, accumulate points, spend those points on tickets, and you'll be in with a chance of winning a beta key, whether you want to play the game and you don't have an account, or whether you want to create an alt and have, like me, a pilot, which is this natty little thing here. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching again. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.